Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel URIEL, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about what's our story. Now, I know you got myth, which keyword my in it. But you know, you probably be like, Flight boss, we got all these myths about everybody else, about this constellation, about the constellation we in now, and all these things and this, that, and the third. Okay, where's our Greek story? Who is our Greek person? Who is the being we are actually in? Now, I described to you that everything is like a body within a body. So we know we're just located in a Pacific location in the big ass body Draco constellation, right? And in the Pacific location we are in the tail end, which is the Centaur constellation, right? And within that world, we are being within that world, which will be our constellations in our solar system, which is Aries through Pisces. Now, Aries through Pisces is our being, right? And the solar system within it, that rotate within it, which is the sun and our planets, is the being chakra. So just look out the outer appearance as the skin, as the head to the feet, Aries through Pisces. That's all the stars, the outer many stars, the blood and the pores and stuff like that. Then the inside would get this whole big being moving, because we know all organs, once they come to one, is an organization. They get this big being, moving as the will, the chakras, the planets. So, if you want to know now, our mythology, the being we are in is a female. We are in a female being. And the only name we kind of got for it right now is TIAMAT. TIAMAT. T-I-A-M-A-T. Yeah, T-I-A-M-A-T. TIAMAT. Now, here's the thing. Because y'all know I'm into astrology, so looking at the Draconic transverse and this, that, and the third, when you look at ancient myths and things of that nature, there was a seed or a being within a being, aka a serpent-like being within Draco, the overall dragon serpent-like being that we're in, right? There was a being that fell from down there. Now, in this myth, it's unknown to what Pacific dragon it was, but the key word was it's our constellation. So this was us, right? So in the Draconic transverse, and talk about constellational words and stuff like that, Draco, Tiamat is mentioned, and Tiamat is the actual dragon it's referring to. So since this dragon will be our solar system, our wraparound, our 360, Aries through Pisces. So it's a dragon, right? Then when you do your research on it, it's a female dragon. You see what I'm saying? It's a keyword, female dragon. So this is what they was kind of naming our sun. But we know the sun is like the headspace of the being within the brain. You see what I'm saying? The sun is like our sun is like a mini nucleus star. Put it that way. Our sun is a mini version of a nucleus star. You know what I'm saying? So what happened here is, because it's a micro macro up there too. So this is the conscious, the spirit of the being we are in. So we used to name it, and we named her Tiamat, and we know it's a female because she carrying life. Right now we are in her belly area as far as blood cells. You see how I broke it down from each level? You can go to my video and see the overall constellation we in within this whole universe. Because Draco is just one constellation amongst many others. But we are in Draco. Draco is our overall constellation. Then we are in Centaurus. Then our Aries through Pisces solar system and our planetary alignment is our being that we're specifically in. So once you get past that level, you can only go to us. We are the blood cells. Now, the sun, she's Tiamat. Now, there's a lot of different myths about her. You can go to ancient Moso religions. What they call it? Mesopotamian. Mesopotamian. Y'all know what that is. Mesopotamian mythology. Y'all know that's a civilization that go way back. I think before Greek. I think this around the time. I think this might have been even before Egypt. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But the Meso mythology, the Meso civilization, that might have been before Egypt. But don't quote me on that. But it's old. It's an old civilization. They got a characteristic of Tiamat, and Tiamat is a dragon in that too. Then you got another one, old religious text called the Enuma Elish. Now in the Enuma Elish, they break down her story also. They look at her as a sea monster, as a saltwater sea monster. And once she got in cahoots with a pure spirit or something like that, and then that's what created us. But you need to understand, that's an old civilization. People are going to try to correlate that with the universal God. No, that's just the being we are in. And in so many words, the being you are in is God. Yeah. So what y'all worshiping as sun god, Jesus, Muhammad, and all that, once upon a time, her original name is Tiamat, and she's a female. She's not a male. She's a female. We are in the belly of her. So we are getting ready to get birthed out into her world. You see what I'm saying? And how we reach the egg here is getting consciously aware. And since this organ, we look at it in astrology as far as earth, but not earth as in land, earth as in the element. You know how you got fire, water, air, earth? We look at it as an earth as in the element. So earth represents growth, nurturing, stability, you know what I'm saying? Foundation, structure, and structure and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shape and form. So once we learn how to gain stability and gain all the conscious awareness about having stability and structure and learn how to do that, then we will be able to have a big enough shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas to be able to reach the egg and be birthed out and see her face to face as a solar system. But our solar system is still just within a whole bunch of other solar systems in the Centauri constellation. And our Centauri constellation is in the tail end, you know what I'm saying? And what we're doing is, see, we're trying to rise up. So when you say rise up, we externally look at it as up, so we can see the stars as up, but really rising up is going within the head space or rising up in your life in some type of way. You know, when you feel down and you're like, man, I need to overcome this situation, you rise up. So however you tie your rising up to, whether it's prosperity, some type of physical thing, or some type of inner thing, some type of artistic nature, whatever you rise up. But the whole point is to rise up. So astrology is about location, time, and where you're exactly at. So if I just broke down to y'all where exactly at, that let y'all know we, in the being we're in right now as blood cells, we are in like the stomach area, and we are in the womb like, and it's a female like solar system being, and her name is Tiamat. And all the ancients was trying to tell you that they just named the sun this. Anytime you see the sun and the Tiamat, I bet it's in the form of a dragon or a snake. Because overall, we are in the Draco constellation. So centaurs, any type of bug, animal, any type of imagination, any type of monster, any type of fish, any type of human, you all the version of a dragon. See what I'm saying? From a higher to a lower level. Because you're in Draco. So you all serpents, you all snakes, slithery like. Down to how you even bring bodies here. The sperm and all that shit, that's not even the only kind of life to be brought into. That's only in the being we are in, the animalistic being. You see what I'm saying? Now, we're here to rise up. So if you know you're within a body, right? And you know the whole point to ascend is to rise up, you're going to automatically do it physically once you do it internally. Once you do it internally. And rising up is gaining wisdom and knowledge, overcoming, understanding. Then you will be able to take a piece of the body that you in a little higher. You'll go into a higher space. Right now, we're in a low nature space. You see what I'm saying? But we're here to always reach a higher space. Take higher organs, right? Then once you reach a being's head space, that's heaven in any realm of reality. And once you can take yourself outside of that, but the overall parameter, the overall God, it can only cause extension. But you got to make sure all the elements and shit that you're carrying to this head space is the actual beneficial extension of the parameter. If you get what I'm saying. But that's going far out. I don't want to lose y'all. So any research you do on Tiamat, T-I-A, MAT, any research you do about it is going to have something to do with a female, but it's going to have something to do with you. That's who we are in Tiamat. They're going to describe it as a sun, or they may describe it as it's a dragon, but you need to have the perception in your head that they're talking about this is the trials and tribulations of the being we are in specifically. You see what I'm saying? Where you can't go anywhere further but the organs of a body. You see what I'm saying? Then once we get outside of her, we understand that we are in the Centauri world. Then once we go through so many phases in there, we come out, then we realize that we in another part of the Draco body. And then once we can understand every realm the same way we here to learn this realm, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many vessels you take, how many bodies you have to take, you end up reaching the head space of a being. And then once you reach the head space of a being, this is where I used to live. As spirits, we ascend other places. We know how to go other places. Same way you have an idea and you can make it go somewhere else. Same way when you thinking far out, people say, man, you thinking too far out. You thinking this, that, and third. You outside of yourself. Think about it as you was a ninth dimensional being, and you was a being that had reached the headspace of a being, and you're living in that existence of a being with a broad imagination. And when that being think far out, right, you live in that imagination, right, and you go far out with it. You see what I'm saying? And then that'd be the real parameter. The real people don't understand that God ain't never been seen. When you wanna talk about, just, you can't even call it the word God, but when you want to talk about what we're in, this is rainbow water, the rainbow ocean. Space ain't nothing but rainbow ocean. This is a big ass ocean that a bunch of other bodies then jumped in and got lost into because the way this ocean is seen is different than the way you see an ocean in this realm of reality. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be clear. You know what I'm saying? You have to be clear. You don't know what's up and down. We could be upside down, and what you think you're looking up at is really down. So you think you live backwards. So your version of ascending, a lot of times, you think you need to ascend, and you looking up, and you trying to find the North Pole and all that. Y'all think y'all looking up, and y'all don't know that's probably deeper in the pole, deeper in the pool. You know what I'm saying? That's why the deeper you are in the pool, the heavier it is to move. Don't that correlate with fixed stars? They so far away, they don't appear to move. But how you know they just may be down? See what I'm saying? You got to pay attention. And they say going within is the real way to ascend. But we know going within is going deep down within yourself. So it's a psychology and a science behind going down to ascend for some strange reason. Why is that? Could it be you live backwards and you live upside down? So when you look up, you're really looking down more into the rainbow ocean. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what's beneath you, and you don't even want to think about that because whatever you was taught or learned growing up based upon your religions and shit, and then you got the flat earth now and things of that nature. They trying to say it ain't no such thing as a South Pole, whatever like that. And how you know this ain't just another entity trying to make you erase your mind into knowing what's truly up? If we know going within is the only way to ascend. We can learn this from hydrogen and fucking hydrogen and helium. Hydrogen go out, helium go in. When I was a planetary alignment up there, we was actually these signs. Hydrogen people is this, it's like they almost like fire signs here. Helium people is like water signs here. It's just on a higher level. Helium signs are people who always go within. They always going within. You know what I'm saying? But they to like literally in that world is more power. And hydrogen needed to. You ever get those people that's around you? Now I'm gonna break it down in this three-dimensional world. You ever had somebody that you was around that you like to stay to yourself, whatever like that, but they always try to make you loosen up, make you open up? You know what I'm saying? Loosen up, open up, come out. Or this, that, and the third. You a person who always want to be tight in, this, that, and the third. In this realm of reality, that would be like a hydrogen person. A person who always around you. Come on, man, get out, trying to make you release yourself for their personal gain. For something that you may have developed in yourself. Self-awareness. The non-need for acceptance and things of that nature. See, hydrogen signs didn't understand that, and hydrogen planets. But that's going to another video, y'all. That's too deep for y'all. Right now, we're gonna talk about as far as the being we are specifically in. Do all your research about Tiamat and have the mind frame of this is the actual being we are in. You know what I'm saying? Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air.